Hi everyone, I'm Mel. Welcome to Mel's Go Slow Crochet. The idea behind this channel is just a bit of a gentle channel, something you can crochet along with. I'm just basically going to be talking about how I got into crochet in this introductory one, and then the projects I'm working on, things that are coming up, that kind of thing, any events that I go to. Not that there's that many, but we'll see how things go. So welcome, and hope you keep watching. So I'm Mel and I work full-time and I'm a mum to a 6-year-old, and I do not get a lot of time to crochet. So I started about 18 months ago or thereabouts. What started me off was going to Kmart with my daughter, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I said to her, because there were all these $5 amigurumi kits at Kmart, and I said to her, pick one of those and mum will make it for you. And I have never even picked up a crochet hook in my life, but I just thought they were meant to be for beginners. I thought, how hard can it be, these tiny little things, you know, that you crochet. Anyway, she picked this dinosaur kit. That night I think it took me an hour to make a chain of 8. I was just on YouTube trying to find how on earth I even crochet because the instructions were terrible. And then from there I just thought, okay, well, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. I need to start with the basics. And then my mum showed me how to do just single crochet, and I practiced with some cheap yarn and a cheap hook for, I don't know, months and months, and I would rip it all out and start again. So yeah, the very first thing I made was a scarf, which is a really bad scarf too. And I only had one skein of yarn, and for some reason thought that would be enough for a scarf, because what did I know? Anyway, that's led me to here. So that godforsaken amigurumi kit, which eventually got made, I think it ended up being like the last thing I made last year. But it was not fun. I did not enjoy it at all. And it was definitely not a beginner kit. Anyway, but it got me into crochet. I always found crochet to be something that would help me to relax. Last year was a bit of a tough year, actually. I lost my dad, and I used to just read a lot and found I wasn't able to concentrate. And so I ended up doing a lot of crochet instead. And I now find that the only time I really get to do it is when my daughter's in bed, or when I'm on the train sometimes, just to kill some time. I chuck on like headphones and just zone out and just do crochet. But because I do it to zone out, haven't tried any other amigurumi. I don't really enjoy things where I need to count lots of stitches. That's why I tend to make things like blankets, scarves, gosh, what else, like beanies, things that don't take a lot of counting. I did crochet my sister a pair of socks once, and I don't know, I have no idea if the stitch count was all right or not, but she wore them. She said they were really comfortable. She enjoyed them. I don't know that I would make that again with crochet. Definitely knitted socks, I think, look a lot nicer. But anyway, knitting, whole other thing. So yeah, I'm just looking at notes because I don't want to forget to say something or go off on a weird tangent, even though I feel like I already have. But basically, yeah, I just didn't like things where I needed to stitch count. And so in the first year of crochet, I mostly made things for other people. So I did a couple of baby blankets for friends that were having babies, a few beanies, lots of scarves. This is the only one I've made for myself. The rest have been for other people. And this is with really itchy acrylic that I got from Lincraft. So I really need to make myself a better scarf with just gorgeous yarn. I've got lots of gorgeous yarn now, but anyway. And then the big thing that I made last year was probably this temperature blanket for my daughter's birth year, so it was a historic one. So she helped me pick the colors, and we arranged them for what would be the cool and the warm temperatures. And I used a there it is, I used YouTube videos from Gumleaf Crochet, and Jill at Gumleaf Crochet. Actually, I would have been completely lost without YouTube and all the people that make all these amazing tutorial videos of different stitches, just different patterns that they give away for free and just show you how to do it. Incredible community on YouTube for crocheters, and I would have been completely stuck without that. I mean, I did have my mum sort of showing me single crochet, like I said, but to get all the different stitches and get ideas for different blankets and stuff. So when I was making the baby blankets, I just used a stitch that I found on YouTube and just sort of picked the colors that I wanted and went with that, and then found a different video for border and just went with that. And it was just so nice to be able to do that and get finished results for people. It was really rewarding. Anyway, so this this temperature blanket was made using Gumleaf Crochet videos. There's a bunch of tutorial videos for temperature blankets that Jill has made, and I reference her videos a lot, so you'll probably hear that name quite a few times. Anyway, so that's probably the biggest thing I made last year. Now, based on that, for some reason in my head, because this is how I go, I fixate on something, I decided to do 2 more historical temperature blankets, because why not weave in all these ends? You know, it's only 360 squares and then 5 different colors for the edges. It's, why not? So I am working on, at the moment, we should switch to my current WIPs. How about that? So at the moment, one of the ones that I'm actively working on is another temperature blanket for our wedding year. And so for that, I've picked lots of purple shades, and my husband has picked lots of blue shades because they're our favorite colors. So we are using the same sort of thing with the mini granny squares. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the end of it, because I'm getting really sick of doing the same thing. It is nice to see it progress, though. I think I've got 2 more rows to do and then the border. So I've got about 2 months worth of temperatures to catch up on. So there's that. One of my other WIPs is works in progress, is a another temperature blanket, because why not? Because 2024 was a significant year for us. Yeah, probably won't explain here why, but it was a significant year for us. So I thought I would do a temperature blanket of 2024. And that one, I thought I'll just do like 1 square a day, because the squares only take like 10 minutes. Just do 1 square a day and just do it through the year while I'm doing other things, which is all well and good, except I'm now behind. I'm about 2 months behind, and that means I'm going to have to do several of those squares a day, and I just can't bring myself to do lots of, I don't know why I'm holding this up, it's not this, lots of the 2017 temperature blanket wedding year, and then do that as well. And the trouble with that one is I brought a bunch of cheap acrylic from Spotlight for that temperature blanket, for the 2024 temperature blanket, and it is really not fun to work with. These ones and my other one, they use Stylecraft Special DK, and again, that's an acrylic, but it's really beautiful and soft. The stuff from, I don't even know what it is, I think it's Marvel or something, I'm not even sure, from Spotlight, not great. Anyway, so haven't really enjoyed working on that, but I will get it done, because I'm one of those people who can't start something and then not finish it. But I will start lots of things. The other thing I have been working on and really enjoying has been, it's called the Burrow blanket, and it was out of a Harry Potter crochet book. That is essentially what it's meant to look like. So it's made up of, I can't remember how many granny squares, something like 168, 5 different colors, and then you use like the brown color to mattress stitch them together and then do the border. Well, I have done, because again I was kind of like, If I do like a square a day, it'll take me half a year. I can manage a square a day. But now I'm getting like, I need to finish this project because I have not finished any projects this year yet. Astounding. Anyway, so I've got like all the bags here with all the different coloured squares ready to sew together. But I'm not gonna lie, I do not like sewing. I don't mind weaving in ends. Weaving in ends, not a problem. I know some people hate that. I'm okay with it. But sewing and mattress stitch, which is meant to be hidden. And the trouble is, so this brown borders each of the colours. Don't know if you see that through the bag. I probably should have taken it out of the bag before. Anyway, I'm not going to faff around with that now. But yeah, I've followed the pattern to a T. So I even ordered the same yarn that's used in that. I think it's a Knit Picks City Tweed, and it's beautiful and soft and gorgeous. And I ordered the quantity that it said, and I've blocked the squares to the size that it said, and all that stuff. But I only have one ball of the brown left, Tawny I think it's called. I've got one ball left, and I don't think it's going to be enough to mattress stitch all those squares together and then do the border. So I went online the other day thinking maybe I'll just order, you know, a backup one or two, and they are out of stock. So not really sure what to do. I imagine they'd be back in stock pretty quickly because it's like one of their ranges, so surely. But I do have plenty of the other colours left, and mattress stitch is meant to hide the stitching. So if I do it properly, but who knows, if I do it properly, maybe I can make that work with one of the other darker colours so it doesn't stand out so much. I don't know. Haven't decided. I think I might give it another week. The trouble is that yarn comes from America and I'm in South Australia, and it takes weeks to get here as well. And do I really want to sit on this project? I guess I wouldn't be, because I'd be starting with the bulk that I've got, right? Okay, yeah, maybe I've talked myself into that. Anyway, those are my three main works in progress. But I've got a bunch of other things that I've started, of course, because last year I just started heaps of stuff. I'd get really excited about videos that I'd seen and be like, oh, I want to do that. And then during the year, of course, this year, I've been working on these blankets at night time and like on the train, and I want to do something else, so I start something else. Anyway, it's a problem for everyone. I bought way too much yarn, and now I need to find things to do with it. So, we are, end of May. It's almost winter here in South Australia, and it is really cold. I had planned all these wintry projects for before winter comes. So a lot of these will get made in time for summer, I reckon, because I've been really slack. Maybe next year we can wear them. So I started a beanie for my husband before Christmas. Beanies do not take that long. But then I got distracted with these blankets, and I haven't gone back to it. I really should finish that one off, because I reckon that will only take like a couple of sessions of me sitting and doing it. I just got to do it. Oh my God. Okay. Another thing I started late last year, I think. Yeah, late last year, because I remember doing it over Christmas. It's called the Imagination Quilt Crochet Along by Mima Makes. And so this was a purchased pattern, and when purchasing the pattern you get the videos to help, which is perfect because that's how I learn. Anyway, I did one block. Oh, and back here, these are squares for other blocks, and I haven't gone back to it because I'll see if I can reach it. Bear with. This has been on my blocking board for months. Anyway, this is the first patch, I guess, of the Imagination Quilt Crochet Along. It's based on Anne of Green Gables characters, and I love Anne of Green Gables. Anyway, this was the first time I used mattress stitch. I'll just put it down, hang on. It's the first time I used Mattress Stitch, and oh, it's not the fault of the pattern, I assure you, because she does beautiful work. And her videos are super helpful, helped me through how to do it. But the yarn that I'm using for that is Drops Saffron Cotton, and it is so splitty, so splitty. So doing Mattress Stitch with it was a real pain. I think at one point I pulled to tighten my stitch and the thing snapped. So that got a really not so great weave in. But anyway, so anyway, I will get back to that, but I've only done that one block, and then I've started doing the squares, and then I was like, I'm going to move on. So I will have to get back to that, because it looks beautiful. They look gorgeous. All the ones that have been on like Mima Makes' Facebook page that people have shared, stunning. I also started from Gumleaf Crochet a Triangle Trails blanket, which I was so excited about. I've been using like this Brava tweed from Knit Picks, and as oh my gosh, I'm just a disaster. I don't know why I continue. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I did a certain number of triangles. I was about to say squares then. Certain number of triangles, and then it was around that time that I got some new crochet hooks. So I had been using these, like just these cheap aluminium ones that I picked up from Fiber Feast a couple of years ago. No, last year. And they're fine. But for Christmas, my husband got me some Clover. I don't know if you say amour. Anyway, some Clover hooks, and they are gorgeous. Anyway, so I switched to that. But it looks like, because I always write down what crochet hook size I use, so I know I had the right size. But there was like this one triangle that I made with the new hook was like a different size to the other triangles, and I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to I can go back and use the other hook, I guess. I'm gonna have to take this one apart. It was smaller, like about, it almost looked like I'd missed a row. It was like a row smaller. I don't know. I definitely hadn't missed a row. I did check that. I know sometimes different hook sizes can yield different results, but it was like significant. And I've made all these others that are bigger now, and now I don't know what to do. So again, just got put aside. It's Future Mel's problem. Future Mel. Oh, random thing decided to just start was just doing like a big granny square, just one continuous granny square blanket for our new kitten who we got a couple of months ago. She'll probably be full-blown cat by the time I get around to finishing that. Random. I also started again from Gumleaf Crochet from Jill, a granny stitch shawl. That was using, oh gosh, I can't even remember the name of the yarn. Fiddlesticks. Yeah, I can't remember. But it's a cotton, but it's really soft. And I think I'm about a quarter of the way there, and then it got put aside. No reason for that, it just got put aside. And then someone also bought me from Kmart a kit for like a scarf that you can make with granny squares, and that was the first time I had even made a granny square. I reckon I've only got about 4 more squares to do, but I want to undo them all because they all look really bad, because they were my first granny squares. So I mean, I haven't bothered blocking them or anything. That box is just sitting there. It's not a big priority, that project, but I need to finish it. So yeah. And then I've got a booklet where I write down all the things I'm working on, things I want to work on. Of course, I've got the yarn for those things I want to work on. So what yarn I'm using, what hook size it needs, what stitches it uses, blah, 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 blah. So I've got these all in a book and a spreadsheet, because why not? Spend more time documenting this stuff instead of actually working on it. where I've tried to prioritize them in the spreadsheet. Hasn't worked. Anyway, where was I going with that? Yeah, so I've got all these things that I wanted to have done by winter. So there's the shawls, there's the beanies, there's scarves, there's, oh my gosh, a poncho. I was going to do a poncho. Again, using patterns from Gumleaf Crochet. Big shout out to Jill. She's awesome. Yeah, she had a poncho and I was like, oh, I'd love a poncho for winter. That'd be so nice to chuck on and sit on the couch. Maybe next winter. I haven't even started those ones, but I've got the yarn sitting there waiting. A hexagon blanket that I saw a pattern for. Oh my goodness, a cardigan for my long-suffering husband, who I bought a bunch of yarn for that was 10 ply, but not understanding different yarns. I bought cotton when I should have bought like a 10 ply lovely yarn, you know, soft, woolly, warm for a cardigan, not bloody cotton. So I've now got, I think, like 30 balls of this 10 ply cotton as well. I got to find something to do with, but I do have all the yarn, the proper yarn for his cardigan. And again, I was like, well, our anniversary was in March. I had planned to make it before then so that he'd have it for winter. Yeah, must get onto that. Oh, and because my daughter's now at school, I was like, well, I know her teacher likes pink, so I bought some beautiful pink yarn that's like a gradient, and I was going to make her a shawl. I mean, I've got until November, I guess, end of November, early December, to make sure I get it to her before the end of the year. And it is a cotton shawl, so it won't be super thick or anything, so she could wear it over summer if she wanted, but really I just want to make it for her. So there's all these things in the works. Oh, and then I had a Christmas scarf for me. Like, I bought the yarn when we were in Western Australia over summer. Found this really nice sparkly red yarn. Anyway, this seems to be a vlog about all my failures, but the idea is just something that you can chuck on and have someone chat to you about crochet while you're working on something. I probably should have been working on something while I was filming this, but I don't know that I can do that and look at the camera. And I think I make funny faces when I crochet. So anyway, that's a whole other thing. Maybe in the future I will do that. But anyway, yeah, I'm just a mess. But welcome to my channel, and I hope that you've enjoyed this little chat. I actually have really enjoyed just chatting crochet for like 20 minutes because no one's interested otherwise. So I feel like you're a captive audience if you have stuck around this long. Thank you. If you would like notification of any future videos that I do, I'm planning to do one a week, but at this rate there may not be a lot of updates, but we shall see. I'm sure I can find things to prattle on about. Yeah, so if you like what you see, then please feel free to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notified, and leave me a comment if you got this far. Let me know if you're as tragic as I am. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.